Welcome to Shredder Fanfic. Like, subscribe, and hype video. Join members to gain early access to new videos.
After the main character dies inside of his previous life, he wakes up inside of Bleach. He quits a live broadcast and decides to reveal Bleach's secrets, including the parents of Ichigo.
Famous scene from Bleach. Ichigo's forefathers revealed at the beginning. Chapter 1. Soul Society. The 4th Division's barracks. Chie, the 3rd member of the 4th Division, is treating Rukia Kuchiki, Toshiro Hitsugaya, Renji Obare, Rangaku Matsumoto, and others. They had just traveled to the human world and fought against Grimmjow and other Arankars created by Aizen using the Hojioku. Although they successfully defeated the enemy, they also suffered more or less injuries. After they returned to Soul Society, they came to the 4th Division for treatment. As a genius in Kaido, Chie quickly helped them recover from their injuries and spiritual pressure. Seeing this, Rukia Kuchiki and Rangaku Matsumoto smiled and praised Chie. "Kainai, your reply is really amazing. Not only did my injuries recover quickly, but I also felt energetic and refreshed. Let alone the 3rd seat, you may even become the vice captain or even the captain in the future, right?" At this time, seeing Rukia's eyes, Obare Renji beside him also felt sour in his heart. In the Gotai 13, Kainai is deeply loved by countless Shinigami. Although Kainai is young and his fighting talent is not outstanding, but he is handsome and has a gentle personality, so he is naturally loved by girls. In addition, Kainai's training talent is similar to Hitsugaya Taoshiru's, and his Kaido talent is also once in 1,000 years in the Soul Society. After a war, Kainai, a handsome, gentle and considerate doctor with wonderful hands, is the most popular. If Kainai is given a certain amount of time to develop, his Kaido level will exceed Kashima no Hanaritsu, or even Korinji Tenshiro of Squad Zero, probably wouldn't be a problem. Of course, facing everyone's praise, Kainai just smiled faintly, as he had long been accustomed to it. He was even a little depressed at this moment. After learning about the recent developments in Soul Society, Kainai knew very well that the main storyline had already begun. At this moment in Soul Society, it can be said that a storm is brewing. After obtaining the Hojioku, Aizen will slowly carry out his plan. After Aizen completely integrates the Hojioku, the Battle of Karakura Town will begin. However, Kainai is not very afraid of Aizen. After all, according to the rules set by Captain-in-Chief Yamamoto, the 4th Division, as a medical team, cannot go to the front line. And Kainai is not as weird as Anohana Ritsu, a nurse with explosive combat power. He only needs to focus on the first aid of the wounded. And if he wants to deal with Aizen, there are also Kurosaki Ichigo and other hackers. Just follow the original plot and don't interfere. The only thing that Kainai is worried about is the 1,000-year bloody battle in the near future. Facing the attack of the Invisible Empire, even the strongest death god Yamamoto Genrusai Shijikuni died tragically in battle. Anohana Ritsu also sacrificed himself for the awakening of Zaraki Kenpachi. In such a battle in the war, Kainai couldn't guarantee that there wouldn't be any accidents. Kainai was very worried about this. He had been assessing the situation, constantly practicing, keeping an eye on the situation at all times, and thinking about how to improve his chances of survival in the 1,000-year bloody war. When Kainai was thinking about it, suddenly, buzz! Countless golden and dazzling light pillars fell from the sky, suddenly shining brightly. Mysterious and simple. The momentum was terrifying. The range of the golden light was boundless, and a golden screen gradually emerged. The power contained in it shocked countless strong men. Kuchiki Rukia, Matsumoto Rangaku, and others all cried out in shock. "Aye, what is this? Is there a powerful enemy attacking Soul Society. At this moment, after a brief moment of shock, Abare Renji and the others suddenly stood up, releasing their spiritual pressure, and began to enter combat mode. At the same time, in the entire Soul Society, all the Shinigami were also facing a formidable enemy. Countless strong men raised their heads and looked solemnly at the golden light that fell from the sky. What was going on? It was simply an unheard-of, terrifying power. Could it be that there were powerful enemies who took the initiative to invade the Soul Society? Especially the veterans such as Yamamoto, Genryusai Shichikuni, their expressions were even more solemn, and the powerful and majestic spiritual pressure unconsciously overflowed. Who else could have such a terrifying spiritual pressure, except Aizen and Iwatch from 1,000 years ago? For a moment, Yamamoto, Genryusai Shichikuni, and others fell into deep thought, ready to fight. While everyone in Soul Society was in shock and confusion, on the other side, in Hukomundo, in the throne of the Hukoyoa Palace, Aizen, who had betrayed Soul Society and obtained the Hojioku, also looked puzzled after seeing this inexplicable golden screen. What kind of amazing power is this? Jin, Tozen. Can you all see it? Ikemaru Jin said with a smile. I saw it. It was an incredible and spectacular scene. Dong Xianyao also nodded solemnly. Even though I am blind, I can still see these scenes. It is incredible. Could such power be possessed by the Soul King? The first Espada Stark said lazily. I wonder if the Soul Society's death gods are attacking. Aizen just smiled faintly. I don't seem to sense the breath of the god of death. Don't worry, there is no opponent ahead of us. What's there to be afraid of with just a shadow? Even the Supreme Spirit King in the Three Realms, Aizen dared to challenge. What's there to be afraid of with a projection that has no actual killing power? It may just be an objective existence without any life characteristics. Under the shadow of the buildings of the Soul Society, in the hidden space formed by spirit particles, an invisible empire covered with ice and snow has stood here for thousands of years. In the Ice Temple, countless Quincy's wearing long white, hooded cloaks looked at the golden screen with solemn faces. The Emperor's assistant, Huglan Hashwald, and the Imperial Guards C. Penida Pakaja, D. Yaskin Nakluvar, and the others looked at each other. As a person who was second only to the Emperor, Haswood frowned and thought for a moment, then took the initiative to ask, what do you think of this so-called three-world projection? Is it the work of Soul Society or Aizen? Penida Pakaja frowned and said, this Aizen betrayed Soul Society, made some Hojioku, and ran to Hukomundo. It seems like he is the mastermind behind this incident. Miracle. Gerard Valkyrie looked down on him and said carelessly, but we shouldn't worry. Aizen is still a god of death after all. He can't compete with our majesty. He may not even be able to beat me. Besides, this should be just a scary screen. Yashkin Nakluval also said proudly. According to our detection, the Soul Society is also very surprised at this time. It is estimated that it is not the work of the death gods. We should just watch the show. Hashwald nodded and continued to observe. Well, His Majesty is still sleeping, and I hope we won't disturb him from recovering his strength. We must pay full attention to this golden screen, and we must not be careless at all. At the same time, even in the real world of Karakura Town, a similar scene appeared. But the scale was not so grand. Many people with related abilities, such as Kurosaki Ichigo, Chad Yasutora, Inao Oriheim, Ishida Uryu, etc., also had a golden light in their minds and saw the corresponding pictures in their minds. They were also extremely surprised by this and began to observe this mysterious screen seriously. When countless characters were shocked and doubtful, only one person remained calm. That was Kainai. In his mind, he heard information that no one else could know. Congratulations on becoming the host of the live broadcast room of Sanji Projection. This live broadcast room is called Three Realms Projection. It contains various videos formed by the world's will. The owner can spread these videos to the three realms. As long as you play the video and harvest the emotional energy of the audience, you can get corresponding exclusive rewards for the host through various channels. The Three Realms Projection has the following functions: play videos, create group chats, post questions, award rewards, and display bullet comments from all over the world. Chapter 2. After hearing this, Kainai was very excited. He finally succeeded in awakening the Golden Finger. No need to worry about becoming cannon fodder in the next 1,000 years of bloody war. Then Kainai began to slowly get familiar with his Golden Finger. Seeing the various famous scenes in the backstage of the Three Realms Projection. Byakuya vs. Ichigo, Kenpachi vs. Ichigo, Double Execution, Aizen's Declaration of the Throne, Theory of the King and the Mount, Juto vs. Kaguya. After studying the Golden Finger for a while, Kainai fell into deep thought. Want to play these famous scenes to gain more emotional energy. It has to be topical, and it must be beneficial to your own camp. Obviously, either some exciting scenes or some important information will be exposed. It just so happens that I have been struggling before. How can I let the Gotai 13 know about the existence of the Invisible Empire in advance? But on the one hand, I was worried that I would be ambushed by the Invisible Empire, and on the other hand, I was also worried that Captain Yamamoto would doubt my source of information. Now that I have this Golden Finger, everything can be solved. When I thought of this, Kainai was secretly happy. Based on his familiarity with the world of Bleach, Kainai set his sights on the protagonist Kurosaki Ichigo. After all, he is the most ruthless person in this anime world, and even in countless anime worlds. He is also the core figure in the development of the main storyline. He has the power of Death God, Hollow, Quincy, Fullbring, etc. It is precisely because of the mixture of so many powers that he has gained such powerful power. Moreover, the various bosses in the world of Bleach, Aizen Sasuke, Yauhabak, and others, are inextricably linked to him. To play the famous scenes, this Kurosaki Ichigo is naturally indispensable. So Kainai quickly arranged the corresponding video, accompanied by the blood-boiling BGM, and officially released the video to the whole world. At the same time, all kinds of functions of the three-world projection are turned on. At this moment, with the advent of the golden screen, a mysterious spiritual space is also born. The projection of the three realms has arrived. The live broadcast room is ready to play the inventory video. Relevant personnel are entering the chat group. Zero Squad Hayashubu Ikabai, Karinji Tenshiro, Shutara Senjumaru, Hikafune Kuryu, Nimya Aoyu joined the chat group. Genrusai Yamamoto Shijikuni, Chia, Anohana Ritsu, Kairaku Shunsui, Yukatake Joshiro, Zaraki Kenpachi, Hitsugaya Taoshiru, Kuchiki Byakuya. Aizen Sasuke, Tozen Kaname, Ikamaru Jin, Stark, Byligan, Haribal, Ulquira. Ichigo Kurosaki, Orihime Inao, Uryu Ishida, Kasuke Urahara, Marco Harak. Countless people were pulled into this extremely mysterious chat group. After seeing the golden screen, everyone was already very surprised. What's more, there is also this mysterious chat group space. After a brief moment of astonishment, everyone quickly began to discuss it. Yamamoto Genrusai Shijikuni, what is this? A projection of the three realms. Can it be seen in Soul Society, Huko Mundo, and the real world? Hitsugaya Taoshiru, is this an illusion? Captain, did you see it too? Kairaku Shunsui, I have detected it, and it does not seem like a false illusion. It even makes me feel powerless, and I cannot even detect it. Byakuya Kuchiki, humph, such a fancy thing, could it be the work of Urahara Kisuke? Urahara Kisuke, I swear, I don't know what's going on. Ichigo Kurosaki, is everyone in this chat group? This is incredible. Kuchiki Rukia, even Ichigo from the real world showed up. This golden screen and chat group are truly magical. Mayuri Kuratsuchi, this is a power beyond my imagination. How advanced is the technology required to accomplish this? Urahara Kisuke, could it be Aizen's doing? As countless people were paying attention to the golden screen, a mysterious and ancient voice soon rang out. Bite. Dear viewers who can see the projection, this projection is called the Three Realms projection. Next, this projection will show famous scenes of the Shinigami, Hollows, Quincy, and others in the Three Realms. After the video is finished, various questions will appear. There are quick answer questions, multiple choice questions, etc. Those who answer the questions correctly will receive points and other rewards. The points will be used for ranking later, and those who rank high will receive generous rewards. Stay tuned. The rewards include the following: Elixir, Spiritual Pressure Amplification, Zanpakuto Enhancement, Kaido Kendo, Shumpo, Hakuto, and other technical enhancements, Resurrection Coins, Haujioku, and parts of the Soul King's body. At the same time, there are powers from other worlds, such as Devil Fruits, Reincarnation Eyes, the power of the Six Paths, Mind Abilities, Substitutes, and Imperial Tools. At this moment, the words of the Three Realms projection were so powerful. After hearing the rewards announced by the Three Realms projection, countless people were extremely surprised. Hitsugaya Taoshiru, aren't these rewards too great? Even the Hojioku that Aizen longed for is included. You could take Jashiro. There are still parts of the Soul King's body. Kenpachi Zaraki. Oh, there are so many powerful powers that I have never heard of. Urahara Kisuke, I have to question this. Hojioku is not that easy to make. Not to mention the Supreme Spirit King. Ichigo Kurosaki, what are you guys talking about? Why can't I understand anything? Aizen Sasuke, I'm also curious. Is it really possible to mass-produce the Hojioku and Soul King parts and give them as rewards to those who answer the questions? Hitsugaya Taoshiru, Aizen, you damned fellow are here too. Aren't you the mastermind behind this golden screen? Hinamori Momo, Captain Aizen. Hitsugaya Toshiro, Hinamori, he is no longer the captain, you know. He is a traitor to our soul society. Kairaku Shunsui, although we still don't know what this golden screen is, but we absolutely cannot let Aizen's people get these rewards. Kainai, let's all work hard together. Then the people in Hukomundo also spoke up. No, for Ulquira, you are so naive. Don't think you can stop Lord Aizen's plan. No, to Espada Byligan, you are just a bunch of little brats. I want to see if you can defeat us. No, 3. The so-called captain of the Death God is nothing compared to the Espada. Kenpachi Zaraki, these are Aizen's men, right? I really want to fight you. Ichigo Kurosaki, I will try my best to answer these questions correctly. Of course, when everyone was excited, Kainai, the mastermind behind the Three Realms projection, remained very calm. According to the rules of the Three Realms projection, while the winners were awarded, the owner of the room, Kainai, could also receive corresponding rewards. So he just took it easy and just watched happily. As countless people were arguing, the voice of the golden screen sounded again. Bite. Next, let's start the question and answer session. Chapter 3. After hearing this, everyone in the chat group started talking about it. Urahara Kisuke. It's actually related to Aizen. I feel like this question isn't going to be easy. Mayuri Kuretsuchi. Answering questions will earn you rewards. I still don't believe it. Hitsugaya Taoshiru. Is this really Aizen's doing? Asking such a question at the beginning, are you trying to brag about yourself? Aizen Sasuke. Captain Hitsugaya, I just want to say that I am not that boring. Urahara Kisuke. Indeed, Aizen doesn't seem like that kind of person. Yamamoto, Genrusai Shijikuni. Could it be that the things made by Aizen are the target of all his previous conspiracies? Aizen Sasuke. That's right, my ultimate goal is the Hojioku. This is my answer. Without a doubt, this should be the most perfect work of my life. Kairaku Shunsui. Oh no, Aizen got the first answer. I wonder if he will really get such a generous reward. Urahara Kisuke. Hey. If this counts without me, how can you have this finished product of the collapsed jade? At this time, after answering the question, Aizen's expression on his face was still calm. There is no doubt that the most outstanding work of his life should be the collapsed jade. No one knows collapsed jade better than Aizen. Collapsed jade has its own self-awareness. It can absorb the hearts of things around it and materialize them. At the same time, it can protect the host from death. When the host's ability reaches its limit, collapsed jade can even make the host evolve to a higher realm. Only by obtaining collapsed jade can the boundaries of Death God and Hollow be broken. At this time, Aizen thought to himself, compared with collapsed jade, even my own Zanpakuto, Kido ability, etc., are not worth mentioning. Will this so-called three realms projection really give him the rich rewards he said before? Although Aizen already has collapsed jade, it would be nice if he could get one more or get other abilities. After all, if you want to break into the Soul King Palace and completely replace the Soul King, you should be more prepared. And in the Ice Temple of the Invisible Empire. Hashwolf looked at the golden screen and the conversation in the chat group, frowning and thinking. They had heard about the power of this Hojioku when they were searching for intelligence before. It is a substance that can break the boundary between the god of death and the hollow. But as Quincy, they don't care about it. After all, they have the holy texts given by His Majesty Yauhabak, as well as abilities such as the perfect holy body. Even if His Majesty doesn't do it, they can definitely deal with Aizen easily. A mere Hojioku is not worth mentioning. As long as His Majesty Yauhabak is completely resurrected, their Quincy camp will be able to shine and flatten Soul Society. Aizen Sasuke and Yamamoto, Genrusai Shijikuni, and others are not to be feared. So at this moment, Hashwolf and other Quincy continued to secretly observe Soul Society, Huko Mundo, and the projections of these three realms, and did not impatiently expose their whereabouts. At this time, Kainai, the mastermind behind the scenes, smiled slightly. This question is not so easy to answer. Even Aizen, who was holding the script, had to fall into the trap. Kainai quickly controlled the projection of the three realms and began to determine the answer. Bite. Next, let's start determining their answer. Unfortunately, Aizen Sasuke answered incorrectly, depriving Aizen Sasuke of 10% of his spiritual pressure. Countless viewers were shocked. Aizen, who always controlled the overall situation and even planned everything, actually answered incorrectly. And the object of the question was still him. If it wasn't the Hojioku, what else could it be? At the same time, Kainai on the other side was also full of alertness and immediately refreshed his mind. Buzz. He felt an extremely huge spiritual pressure, which began to surge to his whole body, spreading throughout his limbs. Kainai felt very comfortable, both physically and mentally. is this 10% of Aizen Sasuke's spiritual pressure. It is worthy of being marked as a special combat power and spiritual pressure by Yauhabak later. The spiritual pressure at this time is so terrifying. So it is natural that Aizen can crush a group of captains with his own spiritual pressure. For Kainai, who has mediocre combat power and only powerful healing skills, this is a qualitative leap. At least he can get the strength of the captain-level threshold. Of course, although Kainai was happy, the other big guys were confused. Aizen Sasuke. End. Kaoniaku. Aizen's heart was filled with ripples. Although on the surface he was calm and did not lose his footing, he was still confused in his heart. How could this be possible? Even the collapsing jade is not his most perfect work. No one knows collapsing jade better than him. What right does the projection of the three realms have to say this? Welcome the 7-day National Day holiday and read books happily. Top up 100 and get 500 VIP points. Chapter 4. At this time, Aizen Sasuke actually found that his spiritual pressure disappeared by 10% in an instant. Although it sounds small and will not weaken Aizen's strength too much, it is definitely not a small amount for Aizen, whose spiritual pressure is vast and boundless. It is estimated that the spiritual pressure that has been reduced is more than the total spiritual pressure of some weak captains. Seeing the obvious change in Aizen's spiritual pressure, Ikamaru Jin and Tozen Kane next to him were also very surprised. Lord Aizen, are you okay? Of course, Aizen was still as domineering as before, and he did not panic because of this sudden change. It can be said that he remained calm even when a huge mountain collapsed in front of him. He calmed his mind and said calmly, "It seems that this projection of the three realms is a bit beyond my expectations. I am becoming more and more interested in it. I want to see what else it can do next, and why it said that my answer to the Hojioku is wrong. Aizen will always be that Aizen. Even if an unexpected powerful existence appears, he is still calm and confident." In addition to the questions about the projection of the three realms and the doubts about the divine power, Aizen quickly recalled the various materials he had consulted in the past, thinking about whether he could find any clues related to the projection of the three realms. He has never been willing to succumb to the Soul King and the old order of the Soul Society in his life. Naturally, this projection of the three realms is no exception. Therefore, Aizen Sasuke must find ways to figure out whether this projection of the three realms comes from the power of the Soul King or an existence beyond the Soul King. Just like he dealt with Yamamoto Genryusai Shichikuni, he must think of a foolproof plan for such a powerful person and thing. After hearing Aizen's reply, Tozen and Ikamaru Jinpei condensed their breath and tried to control the expression on his face fluctuated, but he didn't say much. Seeing that Aizen was so confident, Tozen Kane continued to maintain blind confidence in Aizen. He firmly believed that Aizen could lead him to change the structure and order of Soul Society, sweep away the corrupt nobles and all traditions, and realize true justice. Even if this inexplicable projection of the three realms appeared, it would not have much impact. This is his belief in Aizen. And Ikamaru Jin also had an uproar in his heart. To be able to force such an invincible Aizen Sasuke to be punished, then this projection of the three realms is really mysterious. Could it be the Soul King, or a higher being than the Soul King? But at least one thing is certain. If you can get the reward of this projection of the three realms, then you may really be able to defeat Aizen, or find back the missing soul of Matsumoto Rangaku. At the same time, everyone in Soul Society was also extremely curious about Aizen's current state. Hitsuge Taoshiru, Aizen, why are you silent? Kairaku Shunsui, Could it be that I have really been deprived of so much spiritual pressure? Is this projection of the three realms real? Urahara Kisuke, Aizen, who always likes to act cool, is silent now. It seems to be true. Yamamoto, Genrusai Shichikuni. Then could it be that the projection of the three realms was really not the work of Aizen? You could take Joshiro. Great, luckily it was Aizen who suffered first. Trying to replace the gods with the Hojioku is simply wishful thinking. Tozen Kanim, you don't have to be so quick to deny Master Aizen. He will definitely stand in the sky in the future. Sooner or later, he will figure out what this three-world projection is all about. Ulquira, our Lord Aizen is the king of Huko Mundo and will not submit to anything else. Urahara Kisuke, Humph, you are the one who boasts about Aizen. You are still being stubborn at this time. Ichigo Kurosaki, what are you talking about? I don't understand. Aizen Sasuke, Kurosaki Ichigo, you might as well think about how to become stronger. Right now, you are not qualified to come into contact with such an existence. Ichigo Kurosaki. At this moment, Aizen Sasuke was still thinking very seriously in his heart. Does this projection of the three realms really have such terrible power? It can even deprive him of his spiritual pressure. According to the historical data he had found in the Soul Society before, even Ikibai, the main soldier of the Zero Squad, or the real Soul King, should not have such power. Is this an existence far beyond the gods? Then will the rewards given by the projection of the three realms really appear to be rewards that surpass the collapsed jade and the body parts of the Soul King? Aizen, who couldn't figure out the origin of the projection of the three realms for a while, told himself to be vigilant about the projection of the three realms and made up his mind. I have to try the next question and see what reward I can get after answering it correctly. Moreover, Aizen began to recall the previous answers. Why is the most perfect work of my life not the collapsed jade? This is something that can make me surpass the god of death and become a perfect species. Haven't I obtained the real collapse jade yet? Isn't the combination of the collapse jade of myself and Urahara Kisuke the most perfect form? Or will I create a work more powerful than the collapsed jade in the future? If this is true, it is definitely a powerful force that can replace the Soul King. When he thought of this, Aizen couldn't help but feel a little more excited. While Aizen was puzzled, everyone in the Soul Society was also very surprised. Hitsugaya Taoshiru. By the way, Aizen actually got the answer wrong. What is the answer? Yamamoto Genrusai Shichikuni. Humph, a traitor to Soul Society. Why should we speculate? It's probably something strange that he doesn't even know about. Aizen Sasuke, it's not a big problem. After all, I was meant to replace the Soul King. Maybe in the future, I will have more great works that will exceed my imagination at this moment. You could take Joshiro. Aizen, don't be so self-indulgent. It's not enough to make the Hojioku. You also want to replace the Soul King. You will definitely fail. Aizen Sasuke, then how do you explain my wrong answer? Even if you are not familiar with the Hojioku, you should admit its power. Urahara Kisuke. Indeed, my previous Hojioku was a half-finished product, and I don't know what Aizen's new Hojioku will be, but it's definitely not simple. If this isn't his strongest masterpiece, it's really unimaginable. Mayuri Kuretsuchi, is it that powerful? Don't worry, I will take action when the time comes. Let me, the current director of the Technical Bureau, solve this masterpiece invented by Aizen. Because this question is really incredible, and the power of the three realms projection is also completely confusing. No one continues to answer at this time. In the 4th Division's barracks, Hitsugaya Taoshiru, Matsumoto Rangaku, and others were also confused. Kuchiki Rukia touched her chest, still thinking about what happened before. Isn't the Hojioku that Urahara Kasuke hid from me the target of Aizen's series of big moves? It's not even the most important masterpiece. Hitsugaya Taoshiru also pouted, a little unhappy. This hateful Aizen, I don't know what other weird things he has. If he can surpass the Hojioku, I really don't know what will happen in the future. Seeing countless people in the Soul Society talking about it, Kainai was still drinking tea calmly. At this time, only Kainai knew the answer. He was also full of emotion in his heart. Aizen Sasuke is indeed a very charming villain. He has been thinking about how to transcend ordinary death gods, replace gods, and stand in the sky all his life. In addition, he has always been looking forward to meeting an opponent who is comparable to himself. He even cultivated the protagonist who defeated Himikage Kurosaki. This Ichigo Kurosaki is the most perfect work of Aizen's life. For this, Aizen can even be said to have endured hardships, paid attention all the time, and acted as both a father and a mother, wishing that Ichigo Kurosaki would grow up quickly. Create an existence that can transcend the boundaries of species. It is also an extremely rare villain in the anime world. After seeing that no one answered the question, Kainai arranged the corresponding operations of the Three Realms projection in his mind. The Three Realms projection soon made a sound. Bite. Chapter 5. The answer to this question will appear on the following screen. As the mysterious voice sounded, the corresponding screen began to appear on the golden screen. It was seen in a modern urban background. Broken walls and ruins were everywhere, like the ruins after a war. Aizen Sasuke, who had merged with the Hojioku, and Kurosaki Ichigo, who was wearing a hollow mask and holding his Zanpakuto, were facing each other in a stalemate. Kurosaki Ichigo tried to make his Zanpakuto overwhelm Aizen's power, but Aizen easily blocked Kurosaki Ichigo's attack and didn't take him seriously at all. Seeing such a scene, countless viewers were stunned. Hitsugaya Taoshiru, it's Aizen. Has he come to the human world? When was this seen? Byakuya Kuchiki. The man opposite him is Ichigo Kurosaki. Kenpachi Zaraki. Oh, this guy is Ichigo Kurosaki. What the hell is his face? And his spiritual pressure seems to be completely different from before. I can't seem to recognize him. Byakuya Kuchiki, there is no mistake. This mask looks familiar, and his unique death hegemony outfit. Ichigo Kurosaki, this seems to be really me, but this mask and the pattern don't look like my previous masks. And when did this happen? Why don't I have any impression of it at all? Aizen Sasuke. Indeed, this scene is neither the present nor the past. Hitsugaya Taoshiru, are you kidding me? Is this Three Realms projection making things up? Could it be that Aizen is tricking us and using Kyoka Shiwaijutsu? Anohana Ritsu, using the mirror flower and water moon on so many of us at the same time. That seems unlikely. Urahara Kisuke, It suddenly occurred to me, could this be a scene from the future? Is this three-world projection so powerful? Mayuri Kuretsuchi, if that's the case, it's not impossible. After all, this projection of the three realms is indeed powerful enough. I've studied it for a long time, but haven't made any progress. Everyone began to slowly realize that this projection of the three realms is indeed incredible. Kairaku Shunsui. In the future, Ichigo Kurosaki will be able to fight Aizen face to face. This is not easy. Aizen Sasuke. Oh, Kurosaki Ichigo. Not bad. Aizen couldn't believe that the projection of the three realms could predict the future. But because of the previous incident of depriving him of his spiritual pressure, he could only believe that the projection of the three realms had great powers. Urahara Kasuke, this is Mr. Kurosaki in his hollow state, right? I wonder how powerful his hollow ability is. In the picture, Aizen looked at Ichigo Kurosaki with admiration and had no intention of killing him. This made Ichigo Kurosaki feel a little uneasy. People who didn't know would think that they were chatting about life in a very harmonious way. Aizen even smiled faintly and said to Ichigo Kurosaki, "What a pity, Kurosaki Ichigo, you have lost your last chance to kill me. That was my last weakness." Kurosaki Ichigo naturally didn't want to believe it. "So what? At least I succeeded in getting you hurt." Aizen's left shoulder seemed to have a small wound, but he didn't care. "Oh, can this be considered a wound?" As soon as the words fell, the wound that was deep enough to see the bone began to flash blue light and healed instantly. Kurosaki Ichigo was shocked. "Is this super speed regeneration?" He thought this was a unique ability of the Hollow. Aizen touched his wound and felt the spiritual pressure of Kurosaki Ichigo from it. "Oh, is this your Reiatsu? Great, there is such growth." "As expected, it's just as I expected." Feeling Ichigo Kurosaki's breath, Aizen's expression at this time seemed to be enjoying it. Then he opened his white tights with his hands and showed his body to Ichigo Kurosaki. In his flawless body, a dazzling purple crystal was embedded in the position of others. Ichigo Kurosaki was shocked. "This is this broken jade?" Seeing this scene, the people in Soul Society were very surprised. Rukia Kuchiki, Ichigo almost killed Aizen. Jin Ikamaru, not bad, just a few 100 million short. Tozen Kanem, it's obvious that Lord Aizen was just testing Ichigo Kurosaki and didn't fight seriously at all. Hitsuge Taoshiru, Jin Ikamaru. Kanem Tozen. Don't be so complacent. Do you really think Aizen is invincible? Matsumoto Rangaku. This scene is so realistic. It really looks more and more like a scene from the future. Yukatake Joshiro. Damn it, did Aizen fuse the Hojioku into his body? That's not good. Anohana Ritsu. I am very surprised by Aizen's ability to recover. And Ichigo Kurosaki's spiritual pressure seems to be very strong at this time, so he can fight with Aizen. Kuchiki Rukia, the Hojioku that was once in my body has become a part of Aizen's body. Urahara Kisuke, the Hojioku can actually be developed for such a purpose. Byakuya Kuchiki. By the way, didn't the Three Realms projection originally say that it would announce Aizen's masterpiece? Isn't the answer the Hojioku? Everyone was confused at this time. I almost forgot the theme of the video. Aizen Sasuke. It seems that this should be the scene of the future. Yes, Urahara Kisuke, you don't know the true purpose of the Hojioku at all. My power at this moment is far beyond your imagination. Kenpachi Zaraki, haha. I'm quite interested in that. Yamamoto Genrusai Shijakuni. Humph, I am still here, showing off your strength in front of me. It is simply a show of force. Aizen Sasuke. Don't worry, Captain Yamamoto. We will have a battle sooner or later. Ichigo Kurosaki. Wait a minute, what is Aizen talking about in this picture? What does it mean that my growth is all within his expectations? Aizen Sasuke. Yes, the me in the picture really speaks my mind. Kurosaki Ichigo, I really look forward to you growing faster. The future you in the picture seems to be a little inadequate. Ichigo Kurosaki, hey, what did you say? I don't understand anything. Urahara Kisuke, Mr. Kurosaki, please continue to watch patiently. It seems that the future scenes contain a lot of information. The scene was still playing. Looking at the puzzled Kurosaki Ichigo, Aizen recalled the past and said to himself, You met Rukia Kuchiki, and after the battle with Uryu Ishida, you further awakened your power of the god of death. You learned how to unleash your Zanpakuto during your battle with a Barai Renji. When you fought against Kenpachi Zaraki, you got the opportunity to learn Bankai. During the battle with Byakuya Kuchiki, he entered the realm of Hollow. When fighting Grimjow, he was able to skillfully use his Hollow ability. The battle with Ulquira gave him even greater strength. Aizen seemed to be summarizing Ichigo Kurasaki's life. In the chat group, countless people couldn't help but speak up. Ichigo Kurosaki, hey, what are you talking about? The more I listen, the less I understand. Ichigo Kurosaki is confused, and his mentality is just like his future self in the picture, slowly breaking down. Chapter 6. Ichigo Kurosaki's mood was really out of control at this moment. He almost wanted to confront Aizen and ask him directly. Urahara Kasuke, Mr. Kurosaki, calm down and don't let Aizen laugh at you. Rukia Kuchiki, Manager Urahara, I don't quite understand what Aizen means either. A Barai Renji, how can Aizen speak as if he knows everything? Even the battle between me and Kurosaki Ichigo. Kenpachi Zaraki, and he knew everything about the battle between me and Ichigo Kurosaki. Byakuya Kuchiki, the realm of the Hollows, is the scene of Kurosaki Ichigo at that time, and the mask he is wearing now really the hollow of the god of death. Does Aizen know everything? Grimja, how come I'm still in this? Humph, this damned Kurosaki Ichigo. Can't I finish him off completely? Ulquira, Grimjo, don't make a fuss. By the way, it seems that I will fight with Kurosaki Ichigo in the future. These important opponents in Kurosaki Ichigo's growth history were a little unbelievable when they heard what Aizen said. Ichigo Kurosaki, he knows all these battles. Urahara Kasuke, Mr. Kurosaki, don't fall for Aizen's trick. He is cunning by nature and may be fooling you. Urahara Kasuke was also very surprised, but as Aizen's opponent, he couldn't let Aizen have the chance to act cool. If everyone was fooled by Aizen, it would be too embarrassing for the Shinigami. Yamamoto Genrusai Shichikuni. That's right, this person's illusions and his personality are hard to tell true from false. Maybe he is just attacking you psychologically. Kenpachi Zaraki. Hey, is it any use for these two to talk so much? They might as well just start fighting. In the picture, Kurosaki Ichigo's past experiences were quickly summarized by Aizen. He was stunned by what Aizen said. As he was talking, Aizen reached out to Kurosaki Ichigo. Ichigo Kurosaki. Your battles from the past to now are all within my expectations. Upon hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo was even more shocked. My battles from the past to now are all within your expectations. What is going on? I am asking you, what is going on? Kurosaki Ichigo is already hysterical. Aizen is still very calm. Keep your voice down. I have always believed that you will become the best material I have been looking for a long time. That is why I am only helping you grow. Aizen stopped pretending. He confronted Ichigo Kurosaki directly. Ichigo Kurosaki's growth was actually the result of his own planning. Without him, how could Ichigo Kurosaki's journey of cheating be so easy? Therefore, Aizen now looked at him with the eyes of appreciating his own masterpiece. Ichigo Kurosaki. He was getting more and more confused. He was Aizen's best material. He became the experiment of the great scientist Aizen. Aizen seemed to enjoy Ichigo Kurosaki's shocked expression, so he continued to explain everything. Otherwise, don't you think it's weird? You have never encountered a hollow in the past, But as soon as you saw Rukia Kuchiki, you were attacked by a hollow. The bait used by Quincy Ishida, Uryu, to destroy the useless hollows actually attracted the great hollows. When you first became a Shinigami and slowly grew up, Rukia, who had been unable to be discovered, was soon discovered by the Soul Society. At the same time, under Kainai's montage editing, when Aizen was talking to Ichigo Kurosaki in the real world, other scenes were also interspersed. The scene where Ichigo Kurosaki defeated the Hollow, after obtaining the power of the god of death from Rukia Kuchiki, appeared on a high-tech monitoring screen. The person looking at this screen was the captain of the 5th Division, Sasuke Aizen, who used to wear glasses and was gentle. He looked at Ichigo Kurosaki with a meaningful expression on his face. It seems that Aizen has indeed been paying attention to Ichigo Kurosaki for a long time. Later, Ishida Uryu attracted a large hollow, and Ichigo Kurosaki's spiritual pressure suddenly increased. The scene of defeating the large hollow in one fell swoop was just seen by a special fly in the Soul Society. This is the real-world radio broadcast of the Soul Society, which was originally used to randomly observe Karakura town. But it just happened to come to the scene of Ishida Uryu and Ichigo Kurosaki, which made Ichigo Kurosaki get the attention of the Soul Society. Afterwards, the secret mobile force also quickly obtained information about Rukia Kuchiki. In chat group, Kuchiki Rukia, no way. Could it be that this is indeed a bit of a coincidence? Could it be that this is all arranged by Aizen? Ichigo Kurosaki, how could this happen? What is he talking about? Ishida Uryu, now that you mention it, I was also very puzzled at the time. The match between Ichigo and I almost got out of control. Is this the reason? Soi Fong. I thought that the discovery of Ichigo Kurosaki and the others was simply due to the efforts of our secret mobile unit. In the picture, Aizen continued. In addition, people like Abare Renji, Zaraki Kenpachi, Kuchiki Byakuya, etc., when you fight them, they are just within your range, so that you can continue to improve. Have you never felt strange? At this moment, Aizen's words were heartbreaking. Chat group. Ichigo Kurosaki. Abare Renji. Kenpachi Zaraki. If that's the case, it seems a bit of a coincidence that I met an opponent like Kurosaki Ichigo so soon. If it were another captain, they might not just think about fighting him. Byakuya Kuchiki, damn it, is this possible? How can you say that everything about us is arranged by Aizen? This feels really disgusting. Anohana Ritsu, but in Soul Society, Aizen really played many of us around. Kairaku Shunsui. Indeed, although Yukitake and I both felt something was wrong later, it was still a little too late. Ikamaru Jin, he. Your entire Soul Society was originally planned by our Captain Aizen. Hitsugaya Taoshiru, damn it, I don't want to admit this. Everyone in Soul Society is terrified. They can no longer tell which things they have accomplished with their own will. It's as if everyone is being controlled by Aizen. In the picture, the more Aizen talks, the more heartbroken he becomes. Kurosaki Ichigo, do you still think all this is a coincidence? Do you think that winning the duel is the result of your efforts? The more Kurosaki Ichigo listened, the more confused he became. It turned out that these things were not because of his protagonist Halo. These things were not fate's encounter. The clown was actually me. Unable to admit all this, Kurosaki Ichigo roared loudly, stood up, and attacked Aizen again. Clang! Facing this lightning-like knife, Aizen still didn't take it seriously. He caught Kurosaki Ichigo's Zanpakuto with one hand. Aizen said calmly, Don't let me down again. As my best material, you shouldn't have only this kind of power. He just looked at Ichigo Kurosaki tenderly, as if he was treating him like a child. If he really wanted to be ruthless, Ichigo Kurosaki would have died countless times. Until the decisive battle at this time, Aizen still had the mentality of cultivating Ichigo Kurosaki and came to talk to Ichigo Kurosaki. Welcome the 7-day National Day holiday and read books happily. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Chapter 7. The screen gradually turned black. Aizen's words continued to echo in the minds of countless viewers. Don't let me down. You are my best material. The audience was still immersed in the shocking emotions. Kuchiki Rukia, hey, why did it stop so soon? I want to know what happens next. Mayuri Kuratsuchi, is this really a scene from the future? Not a fake movie, scene created by humans. Kenpachi Zaraki, so boring will they fight? Seeing the scene just now, many people are still a little speechless. If it weren't for Ichigo Kurosaki's desperate attitude, many people might have thought that Aizen was sparring with Ichigo Kurosaki. Yamamoto Genrusai Shichikuni. Although I don't want to admit it, the bottomless spiritual pressure behind this golden screen and the authenticity of this picture don't seem fake. Ichigo Kurosaki, what on earth is he talking about? I don't believe it. You could take Jashiro. It seems that Aizen's plan is indeed not simple. Even now, we still underestimated him. His previous betrayal and what he planned are far beyond our imagination. Kairaku Shansui. Wait, although this information is very shocking, don't forget the theme of this golden screen. Isn't it originally talking about Aizen's masterpiece? At first I thought it was the Hojioku, but it seems not. Kairaku. Shansui's words awakened the dreamer. Everyone remembered the business. Mayuri Kuratsuchi. Would it be more accurate to say that the most perfect work is Aizen himself after he fused with the Hojioku? Anohana Ritsu. Indeed, the recovery ability alone is far beyond the realm of the god of death. Hitsugaya Taoshiru. He is playing cat and mouse with Ichigo Kurosaki right now. And I can feel his spiritual pressure just outside the screen. It seems to be even stronger than when he betrayed Soul Society. Shihuin Yoruichi. The ruins of the present world in the picture seem to be after a great battle. Aizen no longer needs to use the Arankar to test, but takes action himself. Jin Ikamaru. It seems that under the effect of the Hojioku, Captain Aizen has become invincible. Urahara Kasuke. No, the answer is a bit weird, but it seems to be like this. I think what the Three Realms projection wants to express is that Aizen's perfect masterpiece is Kurosaki Ichigo himself. Ichigo Kurosaki, what? What did you say? Urahara Kasuke said something shocking at this time. Ichigo Kurosaki was already very shocked to hear that his life was arranged by Aizen. After hearing that he was Aizen's most perfect work, his mind was a mess. What is all this connected? Ichigo Kurosaki, who inexplicably obtained the power of the god of death and learned about the Soul Society not long ago, was completely unable to digest so much information. While doubting his life, Ichigo Kurosaki also thought of his past experiences. The more he thought about it, the more uncomfortable he felt. The last time he met Aizen, he was blocked by Aizen's finger. But Aizen was very gentle. The attitude of his speech was even a little loving. After that, he did not cause any fatal damage to himself. This shows that Aizen really does not have much hostility towards himself. It is similar to the scene in the picture just now. Does he not want to kill himself as the best material? The other gods of death were also unable to react when they heard what Kasuke Urahara said. You could take Jashiro. Is Kurosaki Ichigo the perfect work of Aizen? This seems a bit hard to imagine. Although Kurosaki Ichigo is very extraordinary, it doesn't seem reasonable to say that he is the perfect masterpiece of Aizen. Anohana Ritsu, but this is a scene from the future. What will happen in the future? Will Ichigo Kurosaki and Aizen have a relationship? But they seem to be in a hostile state. Byakuya Kuchiki. By the way, Ichigo Kurosaki's mask and the power that looks like a hollow in his body do not seem to be natural. They must have been deliberately created by someone. Abarai Renji. Indeed, Ichigo Kurosaki's growth rate is a bit too fast. On the other side, Aizen Sasuke was watching everyone's chat and fell into deep thought. Although he has been looking at the overall situation and controlling all plans. But the appearance of the Three Realms projection still disrupted his mood. What Urahara Kasuke said does make sense. Although the Three Realms projection did not say it explicitly, it is also obvious that Ichigo Kurosaki is the answer to this question. Indeed, Aizen has been controlling Ichigo Kurosaki's life. It is not an exaggeration to say that Ichigo Kurosaki is his perfect material. As a human, Ichigo Kurosaki has the power of hollows and death gods, and it is indeed very likely to completely break through the limitations of species. From this point of view, he is better than the masked army such as Hirako Mako. After Aizen obtained the collapsing jade, he helped many hollows to realize hollows. The transformation of the hollow into a death god can indeed break the limitations of species and gain stronger power. Aizen is also immersed in the wonderful feeling of God creating all things. But these hollows are still a long way from the perfect work in his mind. Is Ichigo Kurosaki his best work? Can Ichigo Kurosaki really surpass the collapsing jade? At least there should be a power that can compete with me, so as not to let myself down, right? Unfortunately, although Ichigo Kurosaki in the picture is powerful, he is far from satisfying Aizen. After thinking about it, Aizen couldn't convince himself, so he had to put his idea aside for the time being and see what the next plot will be. In the present world Karakura town, besides Ichigo Kurosaki, Uryu Ishida and others, there are actually many others who have also seen the projection of the Three Realms in their minds. For example, Ichigo Kurosaki's father, Isshin Kurosaki, and Uryu Ishida's father, Ryujin Ishida. They have just been lurking in the chat group. When Isshin Kurosaki saw this future scene, he couldn't help but smacked his lips and muttered to himself, "The relationship between my son and Aizen is indeed very deep." How ironic. If you don't know, you might think Aizen is Ichigo's father. Kurosaki Isshin feels very uncomfortable. Alas, now is not the time to have a complete showdown with Ichigo. But now my power as a Shinigami is slowly recovering, and there are so many great disturbances caused by Aizen in the future, it probably won't be long before I join the battle. I am such a useless dad. I can't keep being useless. As the biological father of Ichigo Kurosaki, Isshin Kurosaki looked at the intriguing questions and scenes of the projection of the Three Realms and thought of things like Masaki Kurosaki, and he had mixed feelings in his heart. Ichigo Kurosaki is the most perfect work of Aizen. Humph. How funny. In that case, what are I and Masaki Kurosaki? Ichigo Kurosaki is the product of their love. In a way, Ichigo Kurosaki is the most perfect work of the couple. How could Aizen understand such love? Things like the collapsing jade and the Arankar created by Aizen are without love and emotion, so what if they are powerful? Can it be considered a perfect work? The combination of the Quincy, the Shinigami and the Hollow, as well as humans, gave rise to Ichigo Kurosaki, who has such a rich bloodline. This is simply the arrangement of fate. Even Aizen, who calls himself a god, is not qualified to attribute it to himself. At the same time, in the Soul Society, the Shinigami couldn't figure it out for a while. Many Shinigami still couldn't agree that Ichigo Kurosaki would be Aizen's perfect work. Perhaps Aizen himself, who had merged with the collapsing Jade, was the correct answer. After all, Aizen in the picture has indeed surpassed the Shinigami and started to evolve towards a higher realm. Moreover, at this time, Ichigo Kurosaki has not yet reached the point where the Soul Society attaches great importance to it. Many Shinigami are still analyzing the conversation between Aizen and Ichigo Kurosaki, trying to figure out the meaning of the Three Realms projection. Some Shinigami are skeptical about the Three Realms projection, wondering if it is an ability similar to the Mirror Flower and Water Moon. After seeing countless strong men change their emotions, Kainai was very satisfied with this. I believe that in the near future, everyone will know more and more important truths. It will also allow him to gain more and more emotional energy, such as shock. When everyone has their own thoughts. With Kainai's arrangement, the voice of the Three Realms projection sounded again. Bite. Next, continue playing related videos. This is a famous scene of a legendary figure. The weakest captain. One of the most famous Shinigami captains. The shame of the Shinigami squadron leader. Six-wheeled boxing. He is the former captain of the 9th Division of the Soul Society's Gotai 13 and the current member of the Masked Army. It is also a combat unit used to measure the strength of the world of death. It can be said to be a legend. The man who tattooed 69 on his body. Please big watch the following screen carefully and be ready to answer questions at any time. One title after another is the best praise for Liu Chi Quangxi. At this time, as soon as Liu Chi Quangxi's inventory came out, it instantly caused 1,000 waves. Liu Chi Quanzai. Kananbai, can you say that Kenshi is one of the most famous captains? What is his reputation? Hirako Marco. Oh, I didn't expect you to be the last among the captains, Kenshi. Pajay. The unbeatable legend. Isn't this nickname too funny? And what does this combat unit mean? Kainai. If I understand correctly, you mean using him, the smallest combat unit, to measure other powerful people, right? Marco Hirako. Oh, for someone like me, I should have no problem fighting 2 or 3 six-scar punches, right? Liu Chi Quangxi. Damn, I'm not that bad, am I? Am I shameless? Have fun reading books on May Day. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Chapter 8. At this time, the appearance of the masked army in the chat group surprised the Soul Society. Yamamoto Genrusai Shijikuni, Hirako Marco, Rokuguruma Kensei. You guys are still alive, right? You should still be hiding in the real world. Marco Hirako. Oh, the captain still remembers us. Yamamoto Genrusai Shijikuni. What kind of attitude do you intend to take towards us? After Aizen's defection, we also know the truth about your hollowing. Hirako Marco. Forget it, I am neither your enemy nor your ally. We all just hate Aizen and want to settle accounts with him. Aizen Sasuke, Captain Hirako, it seems that you are still obsessed with me. But I don't care about you anymore. Hirako Marco, damn it, Aizen, I will never let you go. Wait for my revenge. While everyone was arguing, the corresponding scene soon appeared on the screen. The scene of Kensei, Muguruma's hollowification battle. Hundreds of years ago, many strange, sudden deaths occurred in Rukungai. This was caused by Aizen Sasuke's early hollowification experiments. Kensei Muguruma, captain of the 9th Division of the Gotai 13, was ordered to lead a team to investigate. However, the spiritual pressure of the members of the Ninth Division soon disappeared, so the Gotai 13 organized people to rescue Kensei Mugyuruma and others. Urahara Kisuke, Saruka Hisori, and others encountered Kensei Mugyuruma, who had entered the hollow state. Everyone tried their best, but it was difficult to control Kensei Mugyuruma, who had lost the consciousness of the god of death. This was also one of Kensei Mugyuruma's few highlights. In the end, with the assistance of countless people, Akito Shoda used the highest way of binding in the Kaido, the way of binding 9 to 9 forbidden, to control Kensei Mugyuruma's body. In the chat group, Hirako Marco, damn it, it's because of Aizen and Tozen that we were wrongly accused. That's why we were forced to hide. You could take Joshiro. Aizen's conspiracy did start a long time ago. Kuchiki Rukia, how many things are in his calculations? Ichigo Kurosaki, these guys were all former Shinigami. They became hollows, and they were also part of Aizen's plan. At this time, Ichigo Kurosaki was still a little nervous. He wondered what was so special about him compared to these hollowed Shinigami. He was not the only one who had the power of Shinigami and the ability of hollowed, right? However, Kensei Rokuguruma, Marco Heiko, and others were framed by Aizen. What about his own power of Shinigami and the ability of hollowed? Was it also related to Aizen? Saruaki Hisori, it seems that you, the weakest captain, still have some highlights, haha. Rokuguruma Kensei, thank you so much. Hisagi Shuhei, that's not the case. This is the captain I admire the most. No, 6. Grimjow, humph, it's just beating up my own comrades. What kind of highlight is that? First place in the Civil War. As everyone was talking, the screen began to switch. It was the famous battle of Kensei Rokuguruma. The Battle of Karakura Town. At this time, No 77 Arankar Wonderwise and former vice-captain of the 9th Division, Haku Kanami, were fighting. Haku Kanami didn't take Wonderwise seriously from the beginning. With her mask ability, she once had the upper hand. She even used her own hollow flash to attack Wonderwise. Unfortunately, during the fight, Haku Kanami's hollow time ended and her mask was directly broken. Wonderwise quickly attacked Haku Kanami, putting her in danger. Fortunately, Kensei Rokuguruma arrived in time and saved Haku Kanami. Bang! Kensei Rokuguruma's fist hit Wonderwise hard. Sorry, I'm not mature enough to show mercy to the little devil. As soon as he finished speaking, he dragged Wonderwise to the ground. He looked very imposing. It was indeed the demeanor of a real man. Then, after putting down Jianenbai, Liuch Kengxi said to her with a firm face, "Lie down, I'll beat him up." After that, Wonderwise and Rokuguruma Kensei started a fierce battle. In the initial contest, Rokuguruma Kensei seemed to have a certain advantage over Wonderwise. As the fight went on, Rokuguruma Kensei began to use his Bankai. Bankai. Iron Fist cuts the wind. This is the first member of the masked army to use Bankai. After opening Bankai, Rokuguruma Kensei's spiritual pressure instantly increased several times. His momentum suddenly rose. The next moment, Rokuguruma Kensei brought countless sharp gusts of wind and rushed straight towards Wonderwise. Such a handsome scene almost made everyone forget his title as the weakest captain. A big battle is about to begin. At this time, after seeing the battle scene of Liu Chi Quangxi, the chat group began to discuss. Rokuguruma Kensei, hey, when was this scene? Why don't I have any impression of it? Jiananbai, if nothing unexpected happens, it should be the scene of the future again. Ichigo Kurosaki, and if you look closely, it looks a lot like the town where Aizen and I fought just now. Could it be Karakura Town, where I am? Yamamoto Genrusai Shichikuni. Indeed, Aizen himself has come to the human world. There must be a big conspiracy. The Shinigami are still unaware that Aizen has been planning to create the King Key to go to the Soul King Palace. Urahara Kasuke, Kensei, you have to work harder. Don't make us Bleach look too weak. Byakuya Kuchiki, Humph, even though I'm the weakest captain, I can't live up to the title of captain. Hitsugaya Taoshiru, is this the power of the masked army? Matsumoto Rangiku, this Arankar doesn't look very powerful. Rokuguruma Kensei should be able to defeat him quickly, right? Komamura Satsuki, according to the information on this golden screen, this Arankar should only be no. 77. With such a low number, it must not be that strong, right? Ichigo Kurosaki, this Arankar seems to be a little special. He can't speak at all. He's like a baby. Ishida Aryu. Indeed, let alone language, it seems that they don't even have consciousness or reason, which makes them even weaker. Kenpachi Zaraki, you can't say that. Without consciousness and reason, can't I become a top master? Suddenly, while everyone was talking, a voice suddenly rang out. Bite. The Q&A session begins. Which of the following comments received the most recognition from the audience and became the selected comment? Kai and I also activated the comment function of the other dimension at this moment. Wow! Rokugura Kensei is so cool. Come on, Kwangsi. Teach this Wanda Weiss a lesson. I'm surprised that measurement units have fans. Doghead. It's over. JJ. The one who activates Bankai first loses. Don't you know this rule? As the first one to activate Bankai in the masked army, he is inferior to others in terms of momentum. How many punches can this Wanda Weiss throw? An Arankar who can deal with Captain General Yamamoto must have several hundred Katsuki, right? That's too much. Where do you put the boxing stuff? It should be at least tens of thousands of boxes. Rounding off, that's 100 million. Rokuguruma Kensei, are you polite? Poor Kwangsi, he has a protagonist's face for nothing. How dare you? I am the captain of the 9th Squad, a man with 69 engraved on my body. Even Shubei admires me so much and has the same clothes as me. How can you insult me? Wow! This broken car can be driven. He is indeed a fan of Liuch Kwangsi. Liuch Kwangsi, you little black guys dare to play memes. How many cars of me can you beat? Ridiculous. Even Aizen didn't dare to do it himself to Rokuguruma Kensei and had to let Wanderways do it, which shows that Rokuguruma Kensei's status is comparable to that of Captain General Yamamoto. Don't the strongest and weakest captains have equal status? Right. At this moment, dense bullet comments flew by quickly. The people in the chat group were extremely surprised. After countless weird bullet comments were released, the Three Realms projection announced. The barrage has finished playing. The quiz begins. Once again, those who answer correctly will receive corresponding points. The ranking of points will determine the amount of rewards you will receive later. After hearing this information, everyone immediately became excited. Kenpachi Zaraki, what is this? What is a barrage? Can it be used for combat? Yamamoto Genrusai Shichikuni, unit of measurement. The rule of opening Bankai first to lose. What a weird thing. The old antiques in Soul Society are all confused. Welcome the 7-day National Day holiday and read books happily. Top up 100 and get 500 VIP points. Chapter 9. While the people of Soul Society are confused, Ichigo Kurosaki, who lives in a modern city, explains. Ichigo Kurosaki. Well, how should I put it? Simply put, the so-called barrage is the audience's evaluation of the scene in front of them. Hitsugeya Taoshiru. Well, we who have been to the present world have a little understanding of modern human civilization. Marco Hirako. Humph, you death gods are already out of date. Kainai. Yes, a younger god of death might understand it more easily. Liu Chi Kwanzai. As the person involved, I have something to say. What is Jai Chi Kwanzai? My name is Liu Chi Kwanzai. What kind of creatures from other dimensions are these barrages? Byakuya Kuchiki. I still don't understand it, but I'll choose a more normal comment. Keep going, Kensei. Give Wanderwace a lesson. This sentence sounds more normal. There are many slightly exaggerated comments, and the more serious captains like Byakuya Kuchiki don't even want to say it. That's too embarrassing. I'm a serious person. Urahara Kisyuk. Back to the topic, these comments seem to contain a lot of information. Captain General Yamamoto is even involved. Could this unfamiliar know? 77. Wonderwise Arrancar actually fight the Captain General. Ichigo Kurosaki, this Arrancar, is also an excellent work of Aizen, right? Soifeng, this sounds incredible, doesn't it? This is not the way to joke. These comments made the Reapers, who were often over 100 years old, completely confused. Kai and I think there should be some truth to this. The more harmless a guy seems, the more likely he is to be a hidden master with explosive combat power. Anohana Ritsu. Indeed, what Kai and I said does make sense. Kairaku Shunsui. Ah, my friend Kai and you can't say that. After Kairaku Shunsui's reminder, Kai and I also came to his senses. Good fellow. If you put it this way, it really has some connotations of the first generation Kenpachi's demon sister Hua. Such a kind-hearted sister, Hua. Don't mess with her. Kai and I, ahem, thinking back, who would have thought that Aizen Sasuke, who seemed to be a gentle and kind person, would actually do such a thing? Aizen might have deliberately marked a number at the end to confuse us. Aizen Sasuke. No 77, Wonderwise, percented hash. Ulquira, Wonderwace, don't say anything. Just watch quietly. Grimjow, Humph, no matter what, he's just a low-ranking captain, Kensei Mugyuruma. Are you surprised that he's being dealt with by no? 77. At this time, in the Palace of Night, seeing his Wonderwise being exposed, Aizen Sasuke couldn't help but be slightly shocked. The eyes of these death gods are really sharp. It seems that a lot of important information may be exposed by the projection of the three realms. The broken face Wonderwise that he created with the collapsing jade is indeed an important killer of his. Its return blade is the Prince of Fire Extinguishing, which can absorb flames and is the biggest nemesis of Yamamoto Genryusai Shichikuni's Zanpakuto. If it is exposed in advance, it will be troublesome for Yamamoto Genryusai Shichikuni and others to take precautions. Of course, Aizen, who thinks he has reached the peak of the realm of death, shook his head and quickly calmed down. He has always been very confident in his abilities. All the 10 blades combined may not be as useful as him alone. And after fusing the collapsing jade, he will surpass the limit of the death god. At most, it will take a little more effort later. How can I, who want to stand in the sky, be afraid of a mere death god? In the face of absolute power, means are not important. Even if it is Yamamoto Genryusai Shichikuni, who is known as the strongest god of death in 1,000 years, he does not need to be afraid. Moreover, the powerful Aizen also learned about some more terrifying existences in the Zero Squad through his own way. People with strange abilities like Hayashibu Ikaibai are more worthy of his attention. In the present world, Karakura Town. Ichigo Kurosaki's father, Isshin Kurosaki, is also holding his chin, thinking hard. It seems that Marco Hirako and others have also joined the battle with Aizen. I guess I'm almost there. Aizen, just wait for me. Don't think these hybrid creatures you created are powerful. I will return the favor sooner or later. Thinking of the experiments that Aizen had created to break the boundaries between species, Kurosaki Isshin was furious. That Yanyu in his hand seemed to be spewing flames. In the chat group, the death gods continue to analyze the video and talk. Shifunju and Yoruichi. By the way, the place where Kensei, Rokuguruma, and Wonderwace fought should be the real world, right? And from the screen, it seems that there is other spiritual pressure. Ichigo Kurosaki. I feel like the situation is not good. There should be more terrifying hollows behind Wonderwace. Are they going to appear? The more the death gods analyzed, the more they felt that the projection of the three realms and the scene in the picture were very unusual. However, at this time, the projection of the three realms also began to urge them. Just a reminder. Don't forget to answer the questions and select the best barrages. The death gods then remembered that they still had to answer questions. They then repeated these weird barrages with a little shame. Ichigo Kurosaki, it's over. JJ. The one who activates Bankai first loses. Don't you know this rule? Aizen Sasuke, it's over. JJ. The one who activates Bankai first loses. Don't you know this rule? Grimjow, I'm surprised that even measurement units have fans. Dog head. Ulquira, poor Kenshi. He has a protagonist face for nothing. Hisagi Shuhei, how dare you? I am the captain of the 9th Division, a man with 69 engraved on my body. Even Shuhei admires me so much and wears the same clothes as me. How can you insult me, ahem? I am so embarrassed. Hirako Marco, Rokukaruma Kensei, you little black guys dare to play a joke. How many cars of me can you beat? Liu Chi Kwanzai, I am numb, I don't want to answer anymore. I want to close my eyes and plug my ears. In the real world, Kenshi Muguruma is already covering his face, completely hopeless. Kenpachi Zaraki, keep going, Kenshi. Teach this Wonderwace a lesson. Kairaku Shunsui, how ridiculous. Even Aizen didn't dare to do it himself to Rokuguruma Kensei, and had to let Wonderwise do it. This shows that Rokuguruma Kensei's status is comparable to that of Captain General Yamamoto. At this time, basically all the prominent people in various forces have responded. After everyone answered the questions in a slightly awkward manner, the Three Realms projection finally began to announce the correct answers. Bite. The correct answer is the following barrage. How dare you? I am the captain of the 9th Squad, a man with 69 engraved on my body. Even Shubei admires me so much and has the same clothes as me. How can you insult me? In this round of answering, Hisagi Shuhei chose the correct barrage and received 1 point. The people of Soul Society were delighted by this. Yamamoto Genrusai Shichikuni. Yes, at least this first point was earned by us in Soul Society. Hisagi Shuhei. Ah. What an honor. Although I don't quite understand why this 69 is emphasized, but it involves me, I must answer. This 69, but there is a special purpose. Represents our 9th Division's former captain, Kensei Rokuguruma. Ichigo Kurosaki. Inao Oriheim. Ishida Aryu. This answer doesn't seem to be a serious answer. Rangaku Matsumoto. I also feel this way as someone who has been to the real world. Based on my understanding of humans and this barrage, I feel that Kensei Muguruma should be made a laughing stock. Kainai, I think there is nothing wrong with it. A real man carves 69 to show his status, and others cannot question him. Rokuguru Mackenzie, humph. Anyway, I think these comments are very unfriendly to me. I hope that the next video will let me shine. I am the weakest captain. Rokuguru Mackenzie, was once a captain after all, and I will definitely deal with this No 77 soon. At this time, all the death gods are setting flags. Kainai laughed in his heart. It is no wonder that Rokuguru Mackenzie has become the unit of measurement of combat power in the world of death gods. Such a handsome and tough protagonist face, full of momentum before the battle, as if he was going to turn the tide, but the record is so miserable. The contrast is really great. Moreover, except for the scourge of Rokuguru Mackenzie, don't think of escaping. Kai and I will never play videos that are mediocre, without topics and stalks, or videos without important information. Otherwise, how to get more emotional energy? After the Q&A session, before the Shinigami could talk for long, the follow-up scene soon appeared on the screen. Wanda Weiss seemed to realize the situation on the other side. Something was wrong. As Aizen's secret weapon, he came here to participate in the Battle of Karakura Town, with the purpose of dealing with Yamamoto Genryusai Shijikuni. So he quickly began to use all his strength and stopped laughing and playing. Boom! Wanderwace activated the return blade, and his aura instantly soared. His frail body instantly swelled up a lot. Seeing this scene, Kenshi Mugyuruma was immediately stunned. How could Wanderwace be so strong? Why did he feel stronger than the other 10 espadas he had seen? Before Kenshi Mugyuruma could react, Wanderwace had already shot out and launched a full-strength attack on Kenshi Mugyuruma. Boom! 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 After just a few encounters, Kenshi Mugyuruma, who had little physical strength, was instantly killed by Wanderwace. Then, Wanderwace was too lazy to finish off Kenshi Mugyuruma and went directly to the other side of the battlefield. The scene at this moment also quickly came to an abrupt end. After seeing Kensei Rokuguruma being killed instantly, the Shinigami were shocked, but they continued to stare at the screen intently. They wanted to know what happened on the battlefield and whether there were other Aizen members fighting. But the screen gradually turned black, and it seemed that this series of videos was about to end. The Shinigami had no choice but to talk non-stop in the chat group. Hirako Marco, my goodness Kenshi, you are such a newbie. You can't even deal with a no. 77, Arankar. Kairaku Shunsui, I thought that the fight between No. 77 and Kensei Rokuguruma was quite impressive, but I didn't expect that when they got serious, they defeated Kensei Rokuguruma in 1 second. Ichigo Kurosaki, are all Arankars so strong? Are these all Aizen's works? In Ichigo Kurosaki's mind, the words Aizen's works seemed to become a nightmare that he could not get rid of. Was he really going to become someone far superior to these Arankars in the future? Otherwise, how could he be called Aizen's most perfect masterpiece? Kensei Rokuguruma, how is this possible? I am the captain from hundreds of years ago. I seriously doubt this is a fake video. It must be Aizen's mirror flower and water moon. Horrible, Tusk, our Lord Aizen, would you target a weakling like you? Kananbai, that's so pitiful. But this Arankar can return to the blade, and his aura is obviously much stronger, so it's not unfair that Kensei lost. Urahara Kisuke, although we don't know much about Aizen's current strength in Huko Mundo, the strength of No. 77 is indeed a bit beyond the standard. After all, this Kensei Rokuguruma was once a captain, right? Toshiro Hitsugaya. Yes, Captain Yamamoto's name was mentioned in the previous comment. Could it be that Wanda Weiss can really compete with the captain? Kenpachi Zaraki. It's incredible, such a powerful Arankar. I must meet him someday. Hitsugaya Taoshiru. Then wouldn't the strongest Arankar be even more powerful? Komamura Sajin. There are so many hollows that are comparable to or even surpass the captain. They are at least at the level of Vastod. The more the Shinigami in Soul Society think about it, the more they are secretly shocked. Either this Rokuguruma Kensei is really weak, or this Wanderwace is really strong. Ulquira. Correction, this six-car Kensei is the weakest captain, right? If it were me, it would be normal to kill him in 1 second. Harrible, it's not that we are too strong, it's that you are too weak. The captain of the death god is nothing to begin with, let alone the weakest one. There's nothing to be surprised about. Anohana Ritsu, could it be that what Chie said was true? Can this Wanda Weiss have a chance to fight Captain General Yamamoto? Kairaku Shunsui. Indeed, Kainai's analysis makes sense. We should be a little more cautious when we meet now. 77. Wanda Weiss in the future. Kuchiki Rukia, Chia is right. We must be cautious when facing the enemy. Rokuguru Kensei, yes, that's right. Even if this is really the future, there must be something wrong. It's not unfair that I lost. In the real world, Kensei Rokuguruma burst into tears. Fake. This must be fake. How could he lose to such a weak-looking Arankar? Kensei Rokuguruma can only hope that he will have his own shining moment in the future to clear his name. Unfortunately, there were no more videos of Kensei Rokuguruma. At this time, Kainai, who had just harmed Kensei Rokuguruma, began to cast his eyes on the next lucky audience. A new round of famous scene inventory videos begins again. Bite. Next, a new round of inventory begins. Take a look at the Grim Reaper, who is known as the strongest meat shield. And to some extent, he may be the Grim Reaper with the strongest vitality and the longest health bar. She is the vice captain of the 5th Division, Momo Hinamori. When these words came out, the death gods were shocked. Hinamori Momo. Hitsugaya Taoshiru. Everyone exclaimed, "This is outrageous." Is the nickname of Hinamori Momo a bit too much? Could it be that she is just like her captain Aizen Sasuke, another strong man who pretends to be a pig and eats the tiger? Welcome the 7-day National Day holiday and have fun reading books. Top up 100 and get 500 VIP points. Chapter 10. Seeing that Hinamori Momo inexplicably got the nickname of the Shinigami with the longest health bar, the Soul Society was all confused. After all, everyone can see how strong Hinamori Momo is. The vice-captain is not as good as the best, but better than the worst. It seems that she has the strongest defense among the Shinigami, right? What's more, Hinamori is the type that looks very thin at first glance. No matter how you look at it, she has nothing to do with a meat shield, right? This is even more of a contrast than when Aizen went from a glasses man to a big boss. Hitsugaya Toshiro, Hinamori, how come you became so strong without any warning? Kenpachi Zaraki, are you so powerful? Then you must fight me. Anyway, your defense is so strong. Hinamori, this. Captain Zaraki, I don't dare to fight you. Anohana Ritsu, Kenpachi Zaraki, please don't really be violent with that little girl. Rukia Kuchiki, so Hinamori is so unfathomable. Aizen Sasuke, oh Hinamori, it seems that you have grown up. I am very pleased. Although you can't see it now, you may have amazing potential in the future. Hinamori Momo, Captain Aizen. Hitsugaya Taoshiru, Aizen, stop teasing Hinamori, you bastard. I forbid you to speak another word to her. Kairaku Shunsui, But then again, if we talk about attack power, it's not particularly difficult to rank so many of us Shinigami. But as for defense, it's really hard to say. You could take Joshiro. If you don't practice special techniques, you can only rely on the strength of your spiritual pressure, right? Hinamori is so powerful. No 5. 10 Espada en Neutra. Is it that powerful? Can it compare to my defense? I would like to meet this Hinamori Mome. As everyone was discussing, the corresponding scene soon appeared on the screen. It was Jin Ikamaru and Momo Hinamori. It seemed that this was the scene before Aizen defected from Soul Society. Jin Ikamaru said that he had something important for Momo Hinamori to see. In a pure white palace, under the leadership of Jin Ikamaru, Momo Hinamori met Aizen again. Hinamori burst into tears when she saw this scene. Woohoo! Captain Aizen is so warm. Just like in the past, it cleansed my heart. Aizen gently stroked Hinamori's head, as if she were her father, and said gently, "I'm sorry, I faked my death before for a reason. I'm really sorry. I hope you can forgive me." Hinamori rushed to say, "No need to apologize, woo-woo. Captain Aizen is alive. I'm already very grateful to God." Aizen continued calmly, "It's great to have a subordinate like you." "Thank you." However, as he spoke, Aizen's tone gradually turned cold. "Goodbye, Shua." As soon as the words fell, a knife pierced through Hinamori's body. Hinamori couldn't believe it, as if she was hit by a heavy hammer. "Ah, what? She raised her head with difficulty and looked at Aizen's cold face. She still couldn't believe what she saw. Aizen's expression at this moment was completely cold. He was completely different from before. Cold as ice. Hinamori fainted before she could react. It was unknown whether it was because of the injury or the psychological blow caused by Aizen. Plop! Hinamori fell to the ground weakly. Blood spurted wildly, and the ground soon turned into a river of blood. Afterwards, Aizen and Ikamaru Jin continued to walk forward with a smile on their faces. They began their final mission to rebel against Soul Society. And at this time, the barrage also quickly passed by. Is Aizen so cruel? Isn't he very good to Hinamori? Aizen is the fastest person to turn his back on people. He is the one who hides a knife behind his smile. He is also the best actor in the world. A woman in love really has a negative IQ. Haha, there is no way. After all, she has been fooled by the mirror flower and water moon for the longest time. I don't know if it has been decades. This is the end of star chasing, telling us that we should not worship idols. Note that Hinamori did not die afterwards. There he is, the world's #1 tank. The one who survived, even when Aizen pierced his heart. Hinamori, HP. Humph, what do you know? When Aizen rebelled in Soul Society, the first person he wanted to kill from the Gotai 13 was Hinamori. This shows how big of a threat Hinamori is. Doghead. That's right, if the no. One tank is not dead. How can Aizen dare to fight against other captains? Doghead. But Hinamori was not killed. This is what happens when you don't finish off the enemy. The world of Bleach. Ichigo Kurosaki, Yamamoto Genrusai Shijikuni, Kuchiki Byakuya, and others all looked at these scenes in silence. Seeing these improper comments, they were speechless. Although all the Bleach have experienced this incident. But they still looked at Aizen in the picture very seriously, hoping to learn more details about Aizen. Hinamori stared at Aizen in the picture in pain. He found that his eyes were indeed extremely cold and ruthless. There was no falsehood. It made Hinamori who was already very sad, even more sad. In the chat group, Hitsugaya Taoshiru, Aizen, you bastard, how dare you do this to Hinamori? Aizen Sasuke, she can only blame herself for being stupid. It's a pity that she wasn't killed. Kenpachi Zaraki, it's really interesting. He was able to survive Aizen's attack. He is truly an indestructible cockroach. Kairaku Shunsui, doing this to a girl is not manly at all. You could take Joshiro. I have to say that Aizen is indeed a very good conspirator. Before, his every move did not reveal what he was planning. Kairaku Shunsui, except for Rukia, Ichigo Kurosaki and others, Hinamori and others were all fooled by him. Urahara Kisuke. By the way, let's not forget the theme of this video. It is really incredible that Aizen didn't kill Momo Hinamori. Sorry, I'm not saying that Momo Hinamori should die. I just don't see how she is so tenacious. Yoruichi Shifunjuan. This little sister's vitality is really strong. No wonder she is rated as the strongest meat shield. I dare not say that my body has such a strong defense. Everyone began to find blind spots at this time. Did Aizen also show mercy to Hinamori? Or did Hinamori survive by relying on her tenacious will? Or did she originally have a strong vitality and then slowly awakened? How credible are the comments of the projection of the three realms? Is Hinamori really the god of death with the longest health bar? When they thought of this, everyone's expressions were very strange. Soifong. Actually, I originally thought that it was because Captain Unohana and Chia from the 4th Division were so good at healing that they were able to cure Hinamori. Kainai. Well, although I was responsible for treating Hinamori, I have to admit that it is indeed a miracle that she survived after being pierced through the chest and losing so much blood. Mayuri Kuretsuchi. By the way, is there something special about Hinamori? She has such a strong vitality. I want to study this. Anohana Ritsu. Captain Kuretsuchi Mayuri, you'd better stop overthinking it. Kotsu Yuyun. It's really hard to predict. Aizen changes his face so quickly. He was so gentle before and so heartless after. I don't know whether he is gentle or cold. Yamamoto Genrusai Shichikuni. Such a fickle and multifaceted person. No wonder he has the ability of mirror flowers and water moons, and he even hid it from me. Rukia Kuchiki. Come to think of it, even though Aizen has done so many bad things before, he hasn't killed anyone in this rebellion. Aizen Sasuke. What do you mean by kill, kill, kill? Does it matter to me whether the ants live or die? 1, 2, or countless, it doesn't matter to me. For the cunning Aizen, it is absolutely impossible for anyone to know his starting point. Whether it is because Hinamori has a strong vitality or Aizen showed mercy, the people of Soul Society will probably never figure it out in their lifetime. Even in Aizen's heart, he doesn't think he defected from Soul Society. The entire Soul Society belongs to him. Can it be considered a defection? Then why should these people in Soul Society be killed? Hinamori Momo. Captain Aizen, I still can't accept this. Why did you betray our Soul Society? Hitsugaya Taoshiru. Hinamori, he is just an ambitious and evil person. There is no need to pay attention to his thoughts. At the beginning, Aizen's betrayal of the Soul Society did make countless people angry. However, after calming down and reviewing the previous scenes, many people will inevitably have doubts. What is Aizen's ultimate goal? Why did he participate in so many battles, but did not cause much damage to the Soul Society? What unknown purpose does he have after getting the collapsing jade? This Aizen is indeed an unfathomable behind-the-scenes manipulator. And in the previous video, it was also clearly stated that he directed Ichigo Kurosaki's life. No one knows how many masterpieces Aizen has to complete in this life. I only know that what he is planning must be something more far-reaching. And a few people such as Yukitake Jashiro also vaguely guessed that Aizen's goal might be the more noble position of the god of heaven. As everyone was talking, the screen continued to play. The scene of Soul Society ended, and then switched to a familiar urban background. Aizen stood in the air, and the opponent who appeared in front of him was Soi Fong. Aizen smiled faintly at this, and began the speech of the great philosopher. Oh, isn't this the Commander-in-Chief who is secretly maneuvering? The Commander-in-Chief is actually fighting head-on. Have you forgotten the purpose of the secret mobile force? Fight without aesthetics, die without virtue. I advise you not to seek your own death. Seeing this, the people of Soul Society were surprised again. It seems that it is a familiar urban background. Is Aizen also fighting with other captains? Is it the same time as Kurosaki Ichigo's previous battle with Aizen? Welcome the 7-day National Day holiday and read books happily. Top up 100 and get 500 VIP points. Chapter 11. Everyone was looking forward to it. They wanted to know what the result of the battle between Soi Fong and Aizen would be. In the picture, even Soi Fong, who was fighting head-on, was not afraid of Aizen and insisted on continuing to fight with Aizen. After a mouth cannon, Soi Fong quickly had several afterimages, as if she had opened a clone. Countless Soi Fong flew away. A fierce battle with Aizen began. Seeing this, Aizen still had a calm expression. He watched Soi Fong's attack with interest. When Aizen wanted to attack Soi Fong, Hitsugaya Taoshiru on the side quickly began to use his skills. Ka. He froze Aizen, making it impossible for Aizen to quickly use his strength. When Aizen was slightly surprised, Soi Fong had already quickly activated her skills. Let a Zanpakuto Sparrow Bee touch Aizen's body. When Aizen's expression was very moving, Soi Fong attacked again. Activated the second-level ultimate move and hit Aizen again. Soi Fong firmly believed that anyone who was hit by her skill would die. In the chat group, Ichigo Kurosaki, it's Aizen again. Is this the same place where I fought before? Yoruichi Shihuin, another scene from the future. Was Aizen successfully hit? Soi Fong did a great job. Soi Fong, will I have a chance to kill Aizen in the future? Kairaku Shunsui, is Aizen going to have a decisive battle with us? That's something worth looking forward to. Yamamoto Genrusai Shijikuni, as long as he fights us head-on, he will definitely die. Ichigo Kurosaki, it seems that I will fight Aizen together with the death gods. Just as everyone was cheering, within a few seconds, they quickly realized that something was wrong. Although he was attacked twice by Soi Fong, Aizen did not die on the spot. He even looked at Soi Fong calmly. The battle of the Shinigami is ultimately a battle of zero pressure. I only need to use my spiritual pressure to offset the damage of your skills. Aizen's theory of spiritual pressure is deafening. That's right. Strong spiritual pressure means you can do whatever you want. Of course, the others were not idle either. Kairaku Shunsui used his shadow to appear directly behind Aizen and pierced his heart with his Zanpakuto. Swish! At this time, Aizen also showed a rare expression of surprise, as if he was seriously injured. At the same time, Hitsugaya Taoshiru also rushed over quickly, ready to attack Aizen. At this time, Aizen still thought that Hitsugaya Taoshiru was still young and vigorous, so he did things without considering the consequences. It was full of flaws. He could be killed at any time. But at this time, beyond his expectation, someone assisted Hitsugaya Taoshiru in launching the attack. Hirako Marco used his skill reverse caress to let Aizen the senses are disordered. Hitsuge Toshiro, who attacked from the front, actually flashed behind Aizen and attacked him. Swish! It went straight through Aizen's body. Hitsuge Toshiro was still worried that he didn't stab deep enough, so he controlled his Zanpakuto and stabbed it deeply, to ensure that Aizen suffered more fatal injuries. In this way, under the joint attack of countless people, the captains of the Shinigami finally succeeded in launching a fatal attack on Aizen. Although Aizen still wanted to struggle, he seemed to be too seriously injured and lost the ability to fight back. After seeing this scene, many people cheered. They thought Aizen was really injured because of this. They firmly believed that although Aizen was invincible, but facing the attacks of so many captains, he must pay a price. Marco Hirako. Haha, it turns out that Aizen can't beat so many of us. Urahara Kasuke. Even if he had integrated the power of the Hojioku, he would still be far from being able to withstand the siege of so many captains. Otherwise, there would have been no need for him to escape directly in the first place. Hitsuge Taoshiru. Humph, there's no need for the captain to do anything, we are enough to handle it. Aizen Sasuke. Oh, is this really the future? I advise you not to be too happy too soon. Tozen Kane. Impossible, Lord Aizen will never fail. This is definitely not a real scene. Ulquira, I don't think such a scene will happen in the future. This is absolutely fabricated. Aizen Sasuke, don't be so anxious, just watch patiently. I believe you will know what the result is. Your strength alone is definitely not enough to cause fatal damage to me. The only captain I fear is the Captain General. Kairaku Shunsui. Humph, Aizen, just keep talking stubbornly. As everyone was discussing, the scene continued to move forward. Under the editing of the golden screen, everyone also saw Ichigo Kurasaki's perspective for the first time. Ichigo Kurosaki was very shocked when he saw these scenes, and his eyes were wide open. Although these captains seemed to have shown their magical powers and finally injured Aizen, Ichigo Kurosaki was not happy at all. He shouted at the top of his lungs, "Everyone, what are you doing?" With Ichigo Kurosaki's shout, the captains of the Shinigami who were fighting suddenly woke up, and the scene in front of them began to change rapidly. It turned out that the person that Hitsuge Taoshiru had just stabbed was not Aizen, but Hinamori Momo. Everyone saw that. Aizen was already under the ground. The position between him and Hinamori Momo had changed. Then he easily killed the two vice-captains, who were like cannon fodder. Hirako Marco was extremely shocked at this time and asked angrily, "Aizen, damn it. When exactly was it?" Although they had been on guard against Aizen's mirror flower and water moon, they didn't expect that they would be hit by his mirror flower and water moon in the end. Obviously, everyone had tried their best to attack Aizen, so he should have no time to use the mirror flower and water moon, right? Hearing this, Aizen said coldly, "Haha, when? You're so smart to ask that. Don't you know? My mirror flowers and water moons are thorough and completely hypnotize the five senses. Can play with all living people at any time." Hirako Marco rushed over in anger. "So I ask you, when did you use the mirror flower and water moon?" Aizen's face became even gloomier. "Ha, I want to ask you, when did you get the illusion that I didn't use the mirror flower and water moon?" In front of Aizen, no one can use strength and words to brag. After Aizen threw out this famous line, without waiting for other captains to take action, the furious Hitsuge Taoshiru completely lost his mind. He waved his Zanpakuto and rushed over quickly, wanting to kill Aizen, who killed Hinamori Momo with one knife. But Aizen just said coldly, "What a lot of mistakes." Swish. With another simple sword strike, he killed Hitsugaya Taoshiru instantly. Then several captains rushed over. But just as Aizen said, no matter how many ants came, they were vulnerable. Swisher, swisher, swisher. From the experienced Captain Kairaku Shunsui to other young captains, to the leader of the masked corps, Marco Hirako, all were killed instantly by Aizen. Ichigo Kurosaki, who was standing by, was completely dumbfounded when he saw this scene. Holding his Zanpakuto, he seemed to have no reaction at all. The Aizen in front of him was too invincible, and no one could deal with him at all. At this time, the barrage of comments floated across the screen again. Appeared. The one with the strongest defense among the death gods. It's amazing that one person endured so many attacks from the captains. Aizen said, I don't dare to withstand the attacks of so many captains. Shit, I just saw Aizen being hit by so many attacks. Did I get hit by the mirror flower and water moon too? Aizen really has a bad taste. He deliberately let Hitsugaya Taoshiru hit Hinamori Momo just to provoke him. Aizen said, I can easily kill these people, but I just want to tease them. He will never give up until he has manipulated others into his own hands. This is a complete mockery of idol culture, torturing Hinamori Momo, who idolizes him repeatedly. He has been hit by so many attacks, and he is not dead yet. In the chat group, everyone was also shocked and continued to discuss. Jin Ikamaru. As expected, I knew Captain Aizen wouldn't end it so soon. What just happened was just an illusion. Tozen Kanem, you are so naive. You think that by attacking first, you can prevent Lord Aizen from using Kyoka Shuyu. Ikamaru Jin, let me tell you. Captain Aizen is strong in every aspect. Even if he doesn't use his own abilities, he can kill all of you in an instant. Welcome to the 7-day National Day holiday, and have fun reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Chapter 12. At this time, the people on Aizen's side were arrogant. And countless Shinigami took a closer look and found that in addition to mocking Hinamori Momo's nickname of the strongest meat shield, there were also many contents that made them extremely uncomfortable. Friendly reminder, Kairaku Shunsui, Hirako Marco, Soifong, and Hitsugaya Taoshiru are not dead. Hinamori is also very strong. She couldn't be killed by so many captain's combos. She just flew in the air for a long time before landing. It's a pity that these captains were just scraping and couldn't wake up the sleeping Hinamori. Doghead. Is this the fear of Aizen? After some guidance and PUA, even Hinamori Momo can be promoted to such a powerful meat shield. Being Aizen's subordinate is such a blessing. Whether it's a Shinigami or an Arankar, everyone is extremely happy and has achieved the perfection of life. Chinese letter, Chinese letter. As expected, Aizen is so gentle. He really makes me cry. Aizen wanted to use his personal charm to influence these Shinigami and make them his subordinates. Why did he want to kill them all? Aizen, I can kill people, but I just won't kill. I'm just playing. To Aizen, this decisive battle might just be a game, and only the death gods are playing it seriously. Dark scenes and famous lines. I don't know why, but I feel a little happy. Yes, Aizen doesn't seem like a villain at all. Knowing the truth behind him, I even hope Aizen can win. Elegant, confident, calm, composed, gentle, and you tell me I'm a villain. Aizen, when did you develop the illusion that I was a villain who did all kinds of evil? Aizen can use Kyoka Suijutsu 24 hours a day, and he still has more than enough spiritual pressure. Philosopher, educator, scientist, politician, great poet, simply invincible. Thanks to Mirror Flower Water Moon for curing my myopia, I can see things clearly without using my eyes. Okay? After seeing this extremely shocking scene, the expressions of the Shinigami became more serious than ever before. They had no time to care about the various comments. Although they had always overestimated Aizen, they still couldn't imagine that Aizen was so powerful. The Soul Society was completely defeated at this time. The Shinigami began to have a heated discussion. Urahara Kasuke, indeed, Aizen's strength at this time has far exceeded our imagination. The scenes edited before were obviously all false illusions in everyone's minds. Mayuri Kuretsuchi, I didn't expect this golden screen to be so powerful. It can even restore the illusion in my mind. I almost thought everyone could kill Aizen. Soifong, damn it, my Zanpakuto can't even work on Aizen. Yoruichi Shihuin, it seems that your spiritual pressure needs to be improved, Soifong. I was also worried that you would kill me at the beginning. You could take Joshiro. It seems that this battle is unprecedentedly fierce. So many captains have appeared. Is Aizen going to have a decisive battle with us? After feeling the terrible fighting power of Aizen at this time, countless Shinigami are uneasy. Countless questions linger in the hearts of the Shinigami. Is Aizen's power at this time so terrible? Whether it is the mirror flower water moon ability of Zanpakuto or his own panel data, they are far superior to powerful Shinigami such as Kairaku Shunsui. How should the forces of Soul Society deal with Aizen? Urahara Kasuke. It seems that at this time he should be more and more integrated with the Hojioku, which is why he has such terrible power. Kairaku Shunsui, damn it. I didn't expect that I would be attacked by him. He actually defeated me instantly. Kenpachi Zaraki, why am I not here? If I were here, I would have a chance to join the fight. I don't believe his mirror flower and water moon can affect me. Byakuya Kuchiki. Yeah, except for Kenpachi Zaraki, who loves fighting the most, I don't seem to be here either. Anohana Ritsu. Indeed, Kenpachi Zaraki might have a chance to target Aizen. Komamura Sajin. Yes, he was able to break his Bankai when he was fighting against Tozen, and there was no problem at all even if he lost his vision and hearing. Of course, Aizen's subordinates disagreed at all. Ulquira, haha, too naive. No matter how many captains come, it is an easy matter for Aizen-sama to solve it. Grimjow, it seems like a big showdown. The other captains should be here too, right? Were they all dealt with by the other Arankas? Bailagan, if it were me, it would not be a problem to kill so many people in seconds. In the chat group, countless Shinigami were silent. They did not want to say anything discouraging, lest they make the people of Aizen's faction even more proud. So many Shinigami captains attacked him, but they were all killed in seconds. Among so many people present, except for the captain-in-chief, almost no one could fight him. Everyone was even thinking, after this battle, how much combat power would the Gotai 13 have left? Kainai, in this case, our 4th division will definitely have to work very hard after the battle. Anohana Ritsu, what a pity. If I had joined the battle at this time, the situation might have changed drastically, right? Bailagan, if it were me, you would definitely die without a complete body, without even the chance of treatment. Aizen was too gentle. Kenpachi Zaraki, I understand. How can we defeat all these rare opponents? If we do that, where will we find opponents to fight in the future? Byakuya Kuchiki. At this time, in addition to being shocked by Aizen's terrifying fighting power, everyone also found more and more doubts. Aizen didn't seem to be very interested in killing the gods of death. In the picture, he seriously injured countless gods of death, but it was obvious that he didn't make a finishing blow. Although this is a good thing, it still made the gods of death feel uncomfortable. It seems that in Aizen's eyes, the gods of death are not enemies, but just children. What exactly does he want to do with this big chess game? What is his ultimate goal? Kairaku Shunsui, Aizen, what are you going to do? In your eyes, what exactly are we, the Gotai 13? Why are you fighting us? Do you want to rule our soul society, or do you want revenge? Your Zanpakuto doesn't seem to have any killing intent. Aizen Sasuke, killing intent. Revenge. Such words are too vulgar for me. I still think the same as before. Whether there are more or less ants, whether they are injured or dead, it doesn't matter to me. Ulquira, indeed, our Lord Aizen doesn't need to explain too much to you. Yamamoto Genrusai Shichikuni, Aizen, don't be too proud. Don't forget that I am the strongest god of death. I alone am enough to defeat a dozen other captains and to deal with you. Aizen Sasuke. Humph, Captain Yamamoto is indeed powerful, but don't worry, I definitely have a way to deal with you. Hitsugaya Taoshiru. Damn it, Aizen, don't be complacent. We may have just consumed too much energy in the previous battle. If other captains help, you will definitely die. Captain General Yamamoto can kill you with just one person. Kensei Mugyuruma. I don't know where the other Shinigami are. They don't appear in the picture. Maybe they are fighting with Aizen's other men. Kuchiki Byakuya. It seems we must be more careful against Aizen's Mirror Flower and Water Moon. His ability is indeed beyond our imagination. Kuchiki Rukia. Indeed, his spiritual pressure is much stronger than we thought, so we need more people. Even to be conservative, at least 6 captains. Oh my. Aizen Sasuke, that's ridiculous. I killed Kairaku Shunsui, Hirako Marco, and the other